So let us start solving this problem. It is problem number 1.5, and in this problem various modifications are carried out in the basic cycle, basic Brayton cycle. So we have to calculate what will be the percentage change in the performance of gas turbine cycle in terms of specific power output and thermal efficiency. So problem statement goes like this. An ideal open cycle gas turbine plant using air operates on an overall pressure ratio of 4 and between the temperature limits of 300 Kelvin and 1000 Kelvin. Assuming constant specific heats, Cp is equal to 0.24 kilojoule per kg Kelvin and Cv 0.17 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Evaluate the specific work output and thermal efficiency for each of the modifications below and state the percentage change from basic cycle. Assume optimum stage pressure, perfect intercooling and perfect regeneration. So you are supposed to calculate a specific work output and thermal efficiency for basic cycle with heat exchanger. This is nothing but regenerator. Basic cycle with two-stage intercooled compressor. So this is intercooling, and basic cycle with heat exchanger and intercooled compressor. So let us first draw the schematic of this problem. I will be representing the different gas turbine cycles along with the modifications on the same curve. So let us say I am representing all the processes on PV diagram. So the very first cycle represented is basic cycle. Oh sorry, it is not PV diagram. I am representing it on TS diagram. Excuse me. So this is the basic cycle 1, 4 dash, 6 and 7. Deliberately I am giving the name like this in this fashion. Okay. So 1, 4 dash 6, 7 is basic cycle. Then basic cycle with heat exchanger, that means regenerator. So regenerator means in regenerator exhaust gases from the turbine are made to pass through the regenerator, which are used to preheat the compressed air. So 1 to 4 days is the compression process. So at 4 days the state of air will be compressed air. So this compressed air is being preheated with the help of exhaust gases from the turbine from the state 2, and because of this preheating temperature is increased. So let's say temperature is increased up to 5 state. So on the same cycle, if I consider cycle 1, 4 dash, 5, 6 and 7, this is basic cycle with regenerator. Okay, now let us represent third cycle, basic cycle with two-stage intercooled compressor. So how it does in intercooling? Let's say this is pressure P2, this is initial pressure P1, and this is intermediate pressure Px. So intercooling, what it does? First, air is compressed in a low pressure compression from state 1 to 2. So this will be state 2. Then it is cooled in a heat exchanger. Okay. So from 2 to 3, it is intercooling. And once again, from 3 to 4, it is compressed. It should be a perfect vertical line. 3 to 4, it is compressed in a high pressure compression, and its pressure is increased from Px to final pressure P2. Okay. And since perfect intercooling is done, so temperature after compression in the low pressure compressor is increased to T2, and in intercooling, if it is perfect intercooling, temperature will be reduced in such a way that T3 will be equal to T1. It is mentioned in the problem itself. So number 3 will be cycle 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6, 7. It will be basic cycle with intercooling. I hope all of you are following me. If any problem, please message me in your official group. Okay, not in the message box, chat box of Google Meet, because I am now not able to see the screen, Google Meet screen. Okay, if you face any problem, please drop a message in your official WhatsApp group. Then the last one is basic cycle with heat exchanger and intercooled compressor. Okay, so already we have drawn it. So cycle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. This will be basic cycle with heat exchanger and intercooling. Okay, this way. Here you will get turbine work, WT. Okay. So this way I can represent all the 4 cycles along with modifications on TS diagram. 1 4-67 is the basic cycle without no modifications. Number 2 1 4-567 is basic cycle with heat exchanger or regenerator. Cycle 1 2 3 4 6 7 is the basic cycle with intercooling, and cycle 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 is basic cycle with regenerator and intercooling. Now after drawing the schematic, let us enlist all the given parameters. So in the problem we have been given overall pressure ratio, that is P2 by P1, and temperature limits. These temperature limits are minimum temperature and maximum temperature. If you observe the basic cycle, T1 is the minimum temperature in the cycle and T6 is the maximum cycle. So these two temperature limits are given. Then Cp and Cv values are given. And apart from this, no other values are given. So overall pressure ratio, that is P2 by P1, is given as 4. Minimum temperature T1 is given as 300 Kelvin. Maximum temperature T6 is 1000 Kelvin. Cp value is given as 0.24 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Cv value is 0.17 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Now for air, Cp and Cv value are given. So I can also calculate the value of gamma, Cp over Cv, 0.24 over 0.17, and this value comes out 1.4. Okay, so these are the values given to you. Apart from this, not in terms of variable values, but some informations are given. What is that? Optimum stage pressure during intercooling. What does it mean? Intercooling is perfect, so it means Rp1 is equal to Rp2 is equal to square root of Rp. This is the condition of perfect intercooling. What is Rp1? Rp1 is the pressure ratio in the low pressure compression, that is Px by P1, and Rp2 is pressure ratio in high pressure compression, P2 by Px. So Px over P1 is equal to P2 over Px. Okay, and the value of Rp is 4. This will be 2. Then optimum stage pressure, perfect intercooling, and what else is given? Perfect regeneration. Perfect intercooling means T3 is equal to T1 is equal to 300 Kelvin. That is the meaning of perfect intercooling. And perfect regeneration is also given. Perfect regeneration is also given. What does it mean? Effectiveness of heat exchanger as a regenerator is 1. Okay. Okay, now let us enlist some of the assumptions. So very first assumption involved is no change in kinetic energy and potential energy of working fluid. Assumption number 2, air is used as a working fluid, so we will consider air as ideal gas. So as and when required, we can use some gas law. Air is an ideal gas and specific heats and gamma values for air and gas are same. That is, whatever Cp, Cv and gamma value we have considered, that will be same for air and gas. Third one, no pressure drop. In the cycle in either of the component. One more assumption we can make, that is isentropic compression and expansion process. So these are the assumptions we can make. Now number 4, find. So what we are supposed to find, net specific work output and thermal efficiency for all cycles as per list. Got it? Now let us do our detailed calculations. So let us first do the calculations for basic cycle. As problem is asking to calculate point wise, we will also be calculating point wise. Basic cycle, that is 1,4-6,7. For this cycle, let us calculate specific work output and thermal efficiency. So as our usual practice, whatever calculations I will be doing, I will be doing to get the values of end temperatures. T1, T4 dash, T6 and T7. So T4 dash and T7 are unknown, T1 and T6 are known to me. Okay. So let us start from the process 1,4 dash. Now we know process 1,4 dash is an isentropic compression process. What does it mean? T4 dash over T1 is equal to T2 over P1 gamma minus 1 over gamma T4 dash T1 is 300. Pressure ratio, overall pressure ratio is given as 4. Gamma is 1.4 minus 1 over 1.4. So from here, the value of T4 dash will be 446 Kelvin.
So T1 is known to me, T4 dash is known to me, now T6 is known to me. Let us calculate T7. Now in order to calculate T7, we have to consider the isentropic expansion process T6 as 6-7, which happens to be process in the turbine. So process 6 to 7 is an isentropic expansion process. What does it mean? T6 over T7 is equal to, once again, P2 by P1 over gamma minus 1 over gamma. T6 is 1000 Kelvin. T7 is to be calculated. Pressure ratio is 4. 1.4 minus 1 over 1.4. So from here, T7 will be 673 Kelvin. So considering the isentropic compression and isentropic expansion process, we could calculate T4 dash and T7. And in this way, now we have all the end states temperatures, T1, T4 dash, T6 and T7. This is our cycle. 1, 4 dash, 6 and 7. Now what you are supposed to calculate is specific work output. Okay. So specific net work output W net will be W turbine minus W compressor. W turbine will be H6 minus H7, as we can see in the diagram, and W compressor will be, in terms of enthalpy, H4 dash minus H1. In terms of temperature, it will be Cp into T6 minus T7 minus Cp into T4 dash minus T1. Let us put the values. Cp is common to all and Cp is 0.24. T6 is 1000. T7 is 673. T4 dash is 446. T1 is 300. So from here, the net specific work output will be, I have this value, this comes out 43.44 kilojoule per kg. Answer. This is the required answer for basic cycle. Similarly, we are supposed to calculate thermal efficiency. So thermal efficiency for basic cycle 1.4-67 will be net specific work output to the specific heat supplied. heat supplied will be what? If you refer this cycle, during the process 4-6 we are supplying heat in the combustion chamber. So it will be H6 minus H4 dash. Okay. So the W net value we have 43.44 QS. We will require QS, so we can calculate it separately. H6 minus H4 dash is equal to Cp into T6 minus T4 dash is equal to 0.24 1000 minus 446. So QS value will be, let us calculate this value. I don't have this value. $132.96 kilojoule per kg. So now we can calculate the thermal efficiency for the basic cycle. 43.44 over 132.96 into 100. So thermal efficiency for cycle 1 comes out 32.67%. This is answer number 2 for basic cycle 1. Any query meanwhile you please ask. So this is the basic cycle. For basic cycle 1.4-67 we could calculate specific work output and thermal efficiency. Now these two performance parameters will be basis for calculating percentage change in specific work output and thermal efficiency if different modifications are carried out as stated in the problem. Now let us consider the second part, basic cycle with heat exchanger. Now I will be considering cycle 1, 4-5, 6 and 7. Okay. Now point number 2, cycle 1, 4-5, 6, 7. Now during this cycle as well, T1, T4-, 6 and 7 will be same as in the basic cycle 1. So from previous calculations, I can say T1 will be 300 Kelvin, T4- will be 446 Kelvin, T6 will be 1000 Kelvin, known to us, T7 is 673 Kelvin. Now what we don't know is T5, that is temperature of the compressed air after preheating by the exhaust gases from the turbine. Now how to calculate this? So for that we have to recall the effectiveness of regenerator or effectiveness of heat exchanger as regenerator, and this is Q actual over Q max. Now I draw the cycle here itself without going into the previous slide. One, 4 dash, 5, 6 and 7. What will be actual heat transfer? H5 minus H4, this is the actual heat transfer. What will be the maximum possible heat transfer? Maximum possible heat transfer corresponds to temperature at the 7, temperature difference between the state 7 and 4 dash. So H7 minus H4 dash. This will be the effectiveness. In terms of temperature, it will be Cp T5 minus T4 dash over Cp T7 minus T4 dash. Here effectiveness is 1 because it is a perfect regeneration. So from here this will get cancelled. T5 minus T4 dash is equal to T7 minus T4 dash, or T5 will be equal to T7. Okay, and we have the value of T7. Just now we have calculated 673 Kelvin. So once again we have the values of all the 5 temperatures: T1, T4 dash, T5, T6 and T7. So let us calculate specific work output. So W net will be once again W turbine minus W compressor. W turbine is H6 minus H7 minus H4 dash minus H1. Now this is the same work done what we have calculated for basic cycle. If you remember, let me take you to this slide. H6 minus H7, H4 dash minus H1. So what I will get without calculating, net specific work output will be, this will be 43.44 kilojoule per kg. Now we have to compare this specific work output after carrying out regeneration in the basic cycle. So we have to put our comment here. So what I will put, specific net work output does not change after carrying out regeneration. So whenever you carry out regeneration, net work output of the basic cycle does not get changed. This we have to justify. Then next one is thermal efficiency. thermal efficiency in the second cycle. Now what will be thermal efficiency here? Thermal efficiency will be W net upon QS. W net over what will be heat supplied actually in the combustion chamber. Refer this cycle. This is the heat supplied in the combustion chamber. Okay, T6 minus T5. Because from T4 dash to T5 we have supplied the heat from the exhaust gases, and for that we need not to burn any fuel. So how much heat we have to supply it actually in the combustion chamber from T5 to T6, and that can be calculated as Tp into T6 minus T5. So thermal efficiency will be 43.44, Cp is 0.24, T6 is 1000, T5 is T7, that is 673 into 100. So this thermal efficiency will come out 55.2%. So after regeneration, thermal efficiency has increased to 55.2%. Once again, I have to compare it with reference to basic cycle. So percentage increase in eta thermal due to regeneration. That percentage change I can calculate, that is eta thermal in cycle number 2 minus eta thermal in the cycle number 1 to the eta thermal in the base cycle, that is cycle 1, into 100. So this will be 55.2% minus 32.67 over 32.67. Can someone give me this figure to me? Percentage increase. Otherwise, I have to calculate this. 55.2 minus 32.67. Correct. Yes. So percentage increase in the region in the thermal efficiency due to regeneration is 68.96%, which is quite significant. So cycle number 3, cycle 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay. So we have to calculate first T2, then T4, then T7. Okay. So first consider the cycle is like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. Okay. So T2 is not known to me and T4 is not known to me. 6 and 7 are going to remain same. Process 1 to 2 is an isentropic compression. That means T2 over T1 is equal to, and this pressure I have considered as intermediate pressure Px. This as P1 and this as P2. So it will become Px over P1 gamma minus 1 over gamma. Px by P1, in the initially we have considered optimum stage pressure. That means Rp1 is equal to Rp2 is equal to Rp, that is 2. So this Px by P1 is nothing but Rp1, pressure ratio in the low pressure compressor. So T2 over 300 Kelvin is equal to 2 power 1.4 minus 1 over 1.4. So from here the value of T2 will be 365.70 Kelvin.
Okay. Now let us consider process 3 to 4. Process 3 to 4 is an isentropic compression process. What does it mean? T4 over T3 is equal to, pressure ratio is P2 by Px gamma minus 1 over gamma. This pressure ratio is nothing but Rp2 gamma minus 1 over gamma. T4, we have assumed perfect intercooling in this case. Under such condition, T3 will be equal to T1 will be equal to 300 Kelvin. Okay. Perfect intercooling. Now pressure ratio is 2, 1.4 minus 1 over 1.4. So from here the value of T4 comes out if you calculate, you will get T4 is equal to, without calculation I can say 365.70 Kelvin. Now why could I say so? See, during the compression process 1 to 2, initial temperature is 300 Kelvin and pressure ratio is 2. So T2 comes out 365.70 Kelvin. Similarly, during the state 3 to 4, T3 is equal to T1 is equal to 300 Kelvin and pressure ratio is also same, that is T2. So T4 will be equal to T2. So 365.70 Kelvin. So what will be the compressor work? Total compressor work. It will be W
LPC plus W HPC. Cp into T2 minus T1 plus Cp into T4 minus T3. Just now we have seen T1 is equal to T3 and T2 is equal to T4. So compressor work will become twice of Cp into T2 minus T1. So total compressor work will be twice into 0.24, 365.70 minus 300. So I will get the value of total compressor work. Let's say put suffix C here, otherwise you will get confused. And this value comes out let me calculate this value. Someone also confirm this value. I am getting this value as 31.54. Someone please confirm this value. Is it okay? Is this value okay? Okay. Now let us calculate once again W net for the cycle number 3. So W net will be W turbine minus W compressor total. Now W turbine is not going to change because intercooling has got nothing to do with the turbine work, and turbine work we have calculated, or I don't know whether I have calculated or not, but I can take it as Cp T6 minus T7. Okay, individually turbine work I have not calculated. Minus WC total is 31.54. So Cp is 0.24. T6 is 1000 Kelvin. T7 is 673 minus 31.54. So W net in case of third cycle will be it comes out 46.94 kilojoule per kg. This is the required answer number 3. Now I have to calculate percentage change or percentage increase. Percentage increase in W net due to intercooling. So it will be 46.94, and specific work output during the basic cycle is 43.44 divided by 43.44. So percentage increase, once again I can calculate this, 46.94 minus 43.44 divided by 43.4. So 8.05, 8.06%. So intercooling will increase the specific work output by saving the work required or work input to the compressors. That way it can increase the specific work output. Now thermal efficiency for the third cycle, so it will be W net over QS. Okay, W net we have got 46.94 and heat supplied is Cp is 6 minus T4. .94 Cp is 0.24, 1000 minus 365.70. The value of T4 I have got 365.70. What will be the heat supplied? From T4 to T6 is the heat supplied in the combustion chamber. So thermal efficiency is it 30.83%? Yes. So now we can also calculate percentage change in eta thermal due to intercooling. It is decreasing actually. 30.83 and thermal efficiency in the basic cycle was 32.67. So it is actually percentage decreasing. And please tell me how much this will be. Minus 5.6764%. So actually in theory we have seen intercooling only causes increase in the specific work output. It does not affect thermal efficiency. But here you can see there is a decrease in thermal efficiency during intercooling process. Okay. Now process, I think time is up. It is 12 o'clock. Then fourth cycle is cycle, that is basic cycle with heat exchanger and intercooling. Cycle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now from previous calculations, in part 3, T1 will be 300 Kelvin, T2 will be equal to, T4 will be equal to 365.70 Kelvin, T6 will be 1000 Kelvin and T7 will be 673 Kelvin, and similarly T3 is equal to T1 is equal to 300 Kelvin. Now I want to know what will be T5. So once again, effectiveness of heat exchanger here will be T5 minus T4 over T7 minus T4. As it is mentioned in the problem, effectiveness of heat exchanger is 1, T5 minus T4, T7 minus T4. So from here, once again T5 will be equal to T7 will be equal to 673 Kelvin. So let us calculate a specific work output during this fourth cycle. So W net will be once again W turbine minus W compressor total. Now due to regeneration, specific work output does not get changed. So specific work output considering intercooling will remain same as we have calculated in the part number 3. So this will be $46.94. And this will be as in part 3. So percentage increase will be 8.06% as in the part 3. Now let us calculate thermal efficiency. This will be W net over QS W net over Cp into T6 minus T5. W net is 46.94 and Cp will be 0.24 into 1000 minus 673. So thermal efficiency comes out %59.81%. Answer. So percentage increase will be percentage increase in thermal efficiency due to regeneration and intercooling (59.81 minus 32.67 over 32.67 into 100). So percentage increase in eta thermal will be 83.07. This is the required answer. So in this way we can solve this numerical.